Hi teachers, Emma at CoolPlus here, and today I have another free science lesson for you created by CoolPlus.ai. This one's the Australian curriculum for Year 5 and it's called The Secret Life of Wings Bat Edition. And it examines how particular structural features and behaviours of living things enable their survival in specific habitats. In this lesson, I've also included reference to a Canva presentation free. It's again uses for wings. You'll find that at Education Powered by CoolPlus. But the link I've kept in the lesson plan here. And this is a really fun one. It says, attention students, I'm Professor Eleanor Vance, an ecologist specialising in nocturnal mammals. For the past month, my research team and I have been tracking a colony of megabats in a remote Australian rainforest. Our latest satellite data shows something alarming, that the wingspans of the entire colony are shrinking at an unprecedented rate. And so this creates a sense of urgency so that students have some encouragement to investigate. And I'm just going to read out just the first activity, the hook, called The Whispering Wind. It's a 10-minute activity where students are presented with large soft fabric or silk or a dense object like a stone. And we ask the students to imagine that they're trying to catch an insect in the dark using only their hands. We instruct them to try and catch the small object using only the fabric and without touching the object directly. After a minute, ask students to share their strategies and their difficulties. What made it hard? What could make it easier? Explain that just like their hands with the fabric, bats use a very special hand structure to navigate and catch their prey. And in this lesson, I included a brain break, which is getting people to mimic bat wings around the classroom. So I'd love to see that classroom. Hope you enjoy. The lesson is in the description. So I've just gone to CoolPlus.ai and I've logged in with my verification code. And here we are at the home screen. And so there are 3 options when you first enter CoolPlus. You are able to find a done-for resource in the library over here. These are human-designed CoolPlus lesson plans, and you're able to then save that and edit it and make it your own. You can build a multi-lesson unit across 1 or more subjects, but today we are going to just create a single lesson from scratch and build in some supporting materials. And so today I'm going to do the Australian curriculum, Science, Ready for Science Week, and Year 5. And if I go down to the bottom here, I'm going to select the curriculum descriptor, and I'm choosing today examine how particular structural features and behaviours of living things enable their survival in specific habitats. So I'm going to click that, and up here I'm going to add in uses of wings and bats. So then we come down and I'm going to create my lesson. The great thing about CoolPlus is that it really does build in real life themes and real life examples. I'm keen to see what happens when we give it bats. So here's our lesson. It's already been saved over in my filing system over here on the left. And this lesson is called The Secret Life of Wings, Bat Edition. And it says that this lesson explores the fascinating adaptation of bat wings and their vital role in survival. Students will engage in a teacher-in-role scenario, a mystery object hook, collaborative dig-in activities exploring bat anatomy and flight, and a take-action project focused on bat conservation. And what you can do, you can also edit this lesson in this inline editor. So if there's anything you want to add in, you simply just click in the editor and you're able to then add in my own learning intentions. Yes, and spelling mistake. And I can save those changes. But more so, over here on the right, we have a whole section that we have a number of options that you can make this lesson your own. To generate supporting material, we can create a worksheet, questioning coach, misconception finder, or the rubric. And we also have adapt the lesson content, which kind of brings in different content or restructures the format of the lesson. We have the explicit teaching model, brain breaks, thinking tools, and our amazing hope pedagogy, which frames it in optimism. For today, I do want to add in something up here to support this lesson. We do have an area in Canva called Education Powered by CoolPlus, where we have a number of free presentations and worksheets. So I found the Science Biology Year 5 presentation, Uses for Wins, and I'm simply just going to copy that link. And then I'm going to pop it in here so that I can have access to that when I'm ready to deliver the lesson. The other aspect of media is that we can pop in different pictures and we can pop in videos. Maybe down here when we're talking about wings, I might just quickly pop in a YouTube video. I found this one called How Animals Are Built for Flight. It's from bats to butterflies and all sorts. So I'm going to just grab that link again, come back to my lesson, and I'm going to click that video icon, paste it in here. Now that video is in the lesson ready for use. I'm going to save those changes. And just to keep it interesting, I'm going to adapt this lesson by adding in a brain break. And so what it will do is it will bring in a couple of options for us to get these students moving, have a little break. So our options are bat wing stretches, habitat hover. Let's stick with bat wing stretches. So I'm going to preview that. And what it will do is bring in into the lesson where this brain break should occur. So here we go, the bat wing body break for 5 minutes. After the first hook 10-minute activity, I'm going to approve those changes and keep it in there. And let's pick the questioning coach. Why not? Questioning coach is a really good way to set the scene with questions to get students thinking ahead of their prior knowledge before the lesson. So this is prompts to deepen their thinking. And so this has already been saved here under my lesson in my lesson folder. And so I'm going to go back to the lesson. And we can also create a worksheet if we want to, but for today I'm going to keep it at that. You can download your lesson here as a PDF or a doc, or just over here we have the share link, so you're able to share this lesson with your colleagues. This lesson will be in the description box below, and enjoy your bat wing dancing.